Welcome back to Against the Grain. It's been a minute, but it's payday, so let's get back at it. So Correa is out.
Three spot in his offense in the top half of this inning. Correa drops the bat at the plate after swinging and missing at that pitch.
Torn ligament in the thumb. I'm kind of not worried about Correa being out, just because there's just so much hitting power on the team. You just slide in Marlon Gonzalez, so that ain't gonna be the problem. It just sucks because it seems like once somebody's coming back in, which is Colin McHugh, well, I've been waiting for all year. The roster is about to get stocked up right now, getting ready for the second half of the season, because now we're about to have the pitching lineup with Keuchel coming back. He's got one more rehab start in Corpus Christi. McCullers is back. Hopefully he bounces back after that game against Seattle. But then we got McHugh. He's starting on Saturday. And then after that, you got Charlie Morton. Hopefully he bounces back from this game. And, I mean, at this point, there's apparently talks that the Sonny Gray trade might be heating up. Imagine that sick lineup. That's World Series lineup right there. Where you got... you're going to have Dallas Keuchel, Lance McCullers, Sonny Gray. I figured they'll probably put him right there in that 3-hole. Then you're going to have Colin McHugh, and then after that, Charlie Morton. And there goes your 5 right there. But that lineup, that's World Series, baby. So I can't wait for that. And then you got coming up in August, it's going to be Washington Nationals coming over here. I'm going to that game. I put in my days, because apparently it's going to be during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'm going to put my days in because I'm trying to get my drink on at 8th Wonder and be able to freaking go to the game. A little buzz. Another thing that's going on with the Astros is the fact that we got 3 potential MVPs in Altuve, Correa, and George Springer. Now that Correa is hurt, I doubt he's going to be in the running for MVP, especially with him being out 6 to 8 weeks. So he's probably going to be out. So now it's Altuve and George Springer. If anything, it's going to lead more towards George Springer because of the year that he's been having. He's batting over 300. He's hitting for power and hitting for contact. He's putting balls in play. Dude's having a sick year. I feel like it's crazy because Altuve has just been consistently good. So you kind of start getting numb to what he's been doing, but he is having an MVP year. It's just George Springer is just having an incredible year right now. Now that brings me to this, where you almost feel like it's going to be the MVP snub of Houston, because it just seems like this shit happens every time. Like when it comes to an MVP candidate in Houston, it's not going to go to Houston. They're going to find somebody in a major market. If not a major market, a major name. They'll make him a major name because they're going to talk a shitload about him on ESPN or whatever network. Mostly it's ESPN. ESPN is going to be doing stuff like this. And I'm talking about Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, don't get me wrong, is having a badass season. And the thing is, it's crazy because he's having the potential of having a Rookie of the Year season / MVP, which is crazy. We haven't seen that in a long time. But that brings me to say this, where it just seems like Houston has some kind of, I don't want to say curse, but they're always getting snubbed. There's always somebody with somebody from Houston that's just going to be like going at it in the MVP race, and then it turns out by the end of the year it's not going to be the dude from Houston. For instance, I can just see this here right now on George Springer and Aaron Judge. All the votes are going to be going to Aaron Judge. I was talking to some people, and then like talking about the whole 3-way MVP thing where you got Altuve, Springer, and Correa. People would say, well, it most likely would go to Aaron Judge because that's just one man on one team, as opposed to Correa, Altuve, and Springer, where those votes are going to be split out. Like, yeah, that's true. That's why I was figuring, you know what, I think if anything, all the votes are probably going to go to Springer. I just figured that the dude could have an MVP, could be MVP, but it just seems like the way that ESPN is hyping up Aaron Judge, it's bound to be that Aaron Judge is going to end up being MVP. That brings me to another sport where we just recently had my boy Harden was a front runner for MVP. But of course, you got somebody that ESPN's hyping up, Russell Westbrook, who's averaging a triple-double. And this is what I'm saying, where it's just like, it almost seems like you can't even be mad at it, because it's just like, well, the dude is balling. He's doing what he's got to do, and it's just crazy though, because it's like, man, there he goes, and here it goes, crunch time, and then you just feel right by the end of the year, it's just, they're gonna give it to Westbrook. It's just too much talk on Westbrook that I'd be surprised if it would end up being Harden, because nobody was talking about Harden the way they were talking about Westbrook. They were talking about him, but the way they were talking about Westbrook had them wiping their mouth a little bit and pulling gravel off their knees. 2 years before that, where you had Harden up against Steph Curry, and then with that, it was one of those, yeah, Harden's having a real great year, but if it were any other year, he'd be MVP, but we're going to go ahead and give it to Steph Curry. Well, this past year, 2016, this is that other year. Can we give it to my boy? It didn't happen. That's where it's like, man, fuck you! And your whole, if it was any other year, because that shit ain't fucking worth shit. I want to hear that. And we'll take it in. Before that, J.J. Watt could have been the first defensive player as an MVP since Lawrence Taylor. But Aaron Rodgers was having a crazy year. Defensively, dude was killing it. But you had to have known, if it was not for J.J. Watt himself, the team doesn't have as many wins as they do. And I mean, damn, like, that was a crazy, like, he had to have won MVP that year, but, and the fact that it hadn't been done in a long time, you kind of saw that it wasn't going to happen, so it wasn't really that much of a surprise that he would have got snubbed. H-Town MVP snubbed. Hashtag that shit. Hashtag H-Town MVP snubbed. Hakeem the Dream. Boy was balling his ass off, and there he goes, having to watch David Robinson hold up that trophy. I mean, shit, he showed that he should have won MVP that year, but once again, it's that H-Town MVP snub. There you go. Harden, fucking Watt, Elijah won. This year, shit, man. I mean, as much as I want it to happen, I can just fucking see it happening, man. Hashtag H-Town MVP snub, man. They're not snub on boy Springer. Y'all bullshitting with me now. Fuck you, ESPN.